Anyway, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, the podcast, where Derek and I are going to be discussing Krampus.
KRAMPUS.
If you couldn't tell by my very festive appearance and my flickering light in the background to
Yeah.
symbolize
I
the fire being lit and keeping it
well,
hot.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're trying a new camera setup, so Derek cannot currently see me, but I can see him just fine. But it's because I'm
Yeah.
recording separate cameras, so it's not showing him my face. But that's okay because as long as he can hear me, we're good to go. I think that'll be that'll just be how it is, you know. And then
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out this way, then we'll switch back. But I like it this way a little bit more because we can make the cameras a little bit bigger and move stuff around a little bit better and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah. And once I see the finished product, then I'll be able to accurately judge.
I'm gonna keep looking into it a little bit more because I am still fairly ignorant to the whole podcast thing and video calling in general. So I'm going to look into it and see if there's just a software that we can use that's maybe not Discord that allows us to move cameras around a little bit better.
Yeah.
Either that or maybe I can have the camera, or maybe I could have two Discords running at once or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
If anybody has any tips or tricks for that, or just video tutorials,
yeah, hit me up.
down low. Let us know.
Send them my way because I would be very interested to know. That way we can get the
as
best
would I.
best possible setup we can get, you know. But
Knowledge is power.
exactly. Anyway, Derek, you been listening to anything lately? Anything in your ears lately?
Well, I have been listening to some Ice Nine Kills today.
Oh, good.
So yeah, who would have thunk that?
Yeah, no reason in particular whatsoever.
Yeah, I think yesterday I was listening to Slipknot and Ice Nine Kills, and today it's just been Ice Nine Kills. So
Hell yeah, nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
Getting in the mood for no particular reason whatsoever.
None.
Definitely not a different episode of From the Crypt whatsoever coming up.
No.
But yeah, no, I feel you. Honestly, Ice Nine Kills is just fun to listen to anytime anyway, so
Oh yeah, so fucking good.
don't need a reason for that. Speaking of Ice Nine Kills, I started getting, well, okay, so I don't know if you have tried the Spotify blend yet.
No, what's that?
Basically, you can invite somebody to blend your daily mixes with. So it'll pull from you. Like say I blend with you, it'll take our daily mixes from what each of us listen to and combine them.
Weird.
But it'll reset it daily, like it does your daily mixes regularly.
Yeah.
But it'll mix together your shit and my shit, as well as give us stuff that we both listen to as well.
Oh, okay.
So I've only got two right now. I've got one with my little brother, Caden, and then one with another person. And it shows you who listens to which song. Which, I mean, if it's between you and me, obviously it's not going to matter. We listen to pretty much the same shit. But
Yeah.
but me and the other person, for whatever, or for example, like she listens to a lot of like alternative screamo type shit and some post-hardcore and all that kind of stuff that I don't normally listen to a lot of.
Yeah.
But it'll show that she listens to that on the song or whatever, and then it'll pop up, obviously, the stuff that I listen to. But songs that we both listen to, I think, like, for example, I showed her some Seven Dust stuff the other day. So it shows that me and her listen to that or have listened to that or something. And it'll, like, mix all together and reset it every day. So
yeah.
that's pretty much what I've been doing. So I've been listening to a lot of shit.
I tell you what, I would not do that with my wife.
No.
Yeah. That's,
I wouldn't do it with a whole lot of people, to be honest with you. I'm honestly
Yeah.
satisfied with the two that I got going right now. But at the end of the day, like I said, it wouldn't really matter for me to blend with you because you and I listen to pretty much the same stuff anyway.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the same freaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every now
No
and then.
variation.
As a matter of fact, it might be worse for us because every now and then I'm gonna end up having to listen to Ghost or some shit, and you'll have. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
he's
no.
serious. Yeah.
That is what I've been doing, is just listening to these blends that I've been having, and also a lot of Greyhaven. I listened to a lot of Greyhaven today, and I don't know, man. Greyhaven hits different, especially when you're being completely poured down rain on like all day, drenched and having a really shit time.
I had to go outside 3 times today, and I was pissed about it all 3 times.
Oh, yeah. No, I was out all day delivering packages in the rain all day long.
Yeah, because wasn't it like 60s and rainy for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The middle of
Here
December.
it was
What
like
the hell?
here it was like 40, but like the winds were going like freaking 30 miles an hour, so it really was like 15 degrees is what it
Oh,
felt like outside.
dude, there's flood warnings all throughout the day today. I mean, it was windy as shit too. The wind was blowing my van around like crazy too. It was fucking wild, but
Yeah, gotta chase that paper.
I
Gotta get
guess
that money.
I wish I didn't, but
Um, I'll go ahead and say that I actually have not touched any video games like this week at all because
I
it's been hectic and not the world's greatest week ever.
I feel like
So I haven't even had like any desire, but I want to just. I got 4 achievements left for Borderlands 3, and then I 100%ed it, so then I'm done with it.
nice. Yeah, I have that installed and everything, by the way. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah, I was gonna say
if you want to jump on, just hit me up.
it's all arm race stuff. That's all I have left because the other stuff was just tracking down like echo logs and stuff like that. So
Oh, right, right.
I did all the dumb stuff, the dumb, tedious, boring stuff in any video game ever already. So now it's just a matter of playing arms race and winning, extracting 100 pieces, and yeah, I can't remember exactly what else, but there's something else with arms race.
Nice. Yeah, I also have not really played it. Oh, wait, actually, me, Toby, and no, actually, just me and Toby. We tried out the new zombies mode for Call of Duty because they had a free weekend,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
just this past weekend.
yeah, and I don't, well, I didn't plan on buying Call of Duty because
Oh no.
I had no intention of ever doing that because I don't ever buy
Oh
Call of Duty
no.
games. But I'm not gonna lie, and Toby and I share the sentiment that the new zombies mode actually is really fun.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Don't.
trust me, that's what I was saying. I was like, dude, I cannot believe that I am saying this, but this is actually kind of fucking fun.
No.
It is.
Don't.
It is. It's fun.
Don't. Uh,
Now, keep in mind, I still likely will not buy it, at least not for a little while. I'll probably
wait till it's on sale.
I'll wait for it to go on a bigger sale. It is currently still on sale right now, but $50 is still a little bit too much for a Call of Duty game, in my opinion. So
Yeah, especially when the stuff that's been coming out about, and I know, sorry, I know you're just talking about zombies, but like the campaign, that's 6 hours. Like, what?
yeah,
Is it, like, come on.
yeah, I don't fuck with the campaign or multiplayer ever, but I'm not gonna lie, dude. That new zombies mode is actually really fun, and I didn't expect to have as much fun on it as I am, or as I did, but like it's pretty much everything I like about Outbreak from Cold War, but with the more modern like controls and stuff like that for Warzone and shit. And I like playing Warzone, so being able to play zombies but have it feel like controller wise anyway like Warzone is a big step in the right direction for me. But yeah, no, I definitely won't be buying it until it goes on sale, more than likely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just pumping money into the machine and everything, and then, yeah, they keep making the same game,
Yeah, no,
blah, 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 yada, yada,
trust
yada.
me, I agree. It's not something that I ever would have guessed would ever come out of my mouth whatsoever. Even contemplating buying a Call of Duty game is just blowing my mind. But
Yeah, I haven't even bought one since the first Modern Warfare remake. And there wasn't like anything wrong with it. Like I wasn't like, "Oh my God, this game's trash. I'm just gonna stop playing it." No, it's literally just the exact same thing that happened to WoW. I just one day I was like, I just want to play other stuff. Like the itch is gone.
Yeah, I feel you.
Um,
I feel you.
which I think has finally happened with Destiny as well, by the way. So thank goodness for that.
Nice, nice. Glad to see you get out of it.
Finally. Yeah, well, we'll see. I am gonna play Final Shape just to finish, it'll be 10 years next year. Or is it next year or was it this year? No, next year. Yeah, 2014 would be the 10th year anniversary. Been on the journey for 10 years, so I'm gonna at least finish it and then have no intention of going back to it because I've already done everything I can in it.
Yeah, I feel you. I I yeah, no, I feel you. I haven't bought a Call of Duty game since Cold War, but that's also the only Call of Duty game I've ever bought because I think a majority of my other ones I got for free. They were gifted to me or
Game sharing.
game shared. Yeah, I don't think I bought. Oh well, maybe Black Ops 3, but it was also heavily discounted. I don't think I spent more than $20 on it.
Black Ops 3 was awful too.
I love Black Ops 3, dude.
Oh, its campaign was straight ass.
Oh,
Like that's what
I'm
I
also
play them for is
yeah.
the
I was
campaign.
gonna say I'm also coming at it from a zombies perspective. Like the zombies in Black Ops 3 were fucking phenomenal, but
Yeah.
it's also.
Campaign was just boring as shit.
I mean, I guess Black Ops 2 also had Origins, but Black Ops 3 Origins is just like some of my favorite moments in Call of Duty Zombies ever. So
Yeah.
I fucking love Origins so much.
I wish I could get into it, but yeah, it's not entertaining anymore, unfortunately.
I feel that. But anyway,
But
let's get into Krampus. Krampus.
Krampus,
Krampus.
Krampus, Krampus.
Yeah. Good old Christmas episode. Good old holiday special Krampus.
Full disclosure as well, because when we were discussing this a while back, I straight up completely blanked on Black Christmas or any of its movies.
Yeah.
I did mention Silent Night, Deadly Night, but that would just be the first two. And the second one is one of those, it is so goddamn horrible that, man, it's just a masterpiece.
Right.
But ultimately, I'm glad that I forgot about them because Krampus really doesn't get any love ever. Like, you never hear about it this time of the year, especially like in the horror community. It is always Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Here after next year, we'll have Terrifier 3 as a Christmas horror movie. But Krampus always gets left out of that conversation. So
Yeah.
I am excited to talk about Krampus because it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
It's very fun.
I agree. That's not the same sentiment in my house, just because Krampus is really the only Christmas horror movie that I watch like every year. It's just
Yeah.
it's the only one that I watch every year. The last time I seen Silent Night, Deadly Night would have been forever ago, so I need to watch that again, of course. But I don't know. I like the more fantasy, like mythological stuff that happens, So I'm always a bigger fan of stuff like Krampus or that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
And just Michael Dougherty in general. Because, I mean, Trick or Treat,
oh yeah,
Krampus,
right.
even though I can't remember exactly what Godzilla movies he has been attached to. Or, wait, we went through this a while back. Let me do a quick rundown on Michael Dougherty. Was a writer on X2. That's cool. Was a writer on Urban Legends Bloody Mary. Not so cool. Was a writer on Superman Returns. Not so cool.
Oof.
Director, writer, and executive producer for Trick or Treat and Krampus. Very cool.
Very cool.
He came up with the story for X-Men Apocalypse.
Not
Don't
cool.
even get me started on that. He was the director of Godzilla King of the Monsters, and he wrote it. Don't get me started with that movie. Godzilla versus Kong, he did the story, and then Godzilla X Kong, he did. It just says additional for a writer.
Huh.
So yeah, don't get me started on Godzilla versus Kong. Like, it's weird that Trick or Treat is so highly regarded, which it is a great movie. I'm not going to say it's not.
I love
But
Trick or Treat.
looking at the rest of his filmography, it is way more miss than hit. But with Trick or Treat, knocked it out of the park. Krampus, not as good as Trick or Treat, but still a very, very fun, very different horror movie.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely feel that. I thoroughly enjoy Trick or Treat quite a bit. And as I said, I watch Krampus every year, so definitely some cool
Yeah,
stuff. But
it had been probably a good 4 or 5 years since I watched Krampus.
yeah,
The first time I saw it in theaters is actually funny. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. Um, I was working at Target in West Burlington, and I had a 45-minute commute to work every day,
oof,
and then 45 minutes back. And they're like, "Well, you've got like 2 hours, 2.5 hours of overtime that you got to cut." And I was like, "Well, I'll just leave early at the end of the night then." Well, no, we can't really do that. Um, what should? Oh, do you want to go see a movie? And I was like, well, what's playing? Because yeah, this is right before Star Wars had came out
right,
in that time frame. So I actually ended up taking a very extended lunch break at Target and went and watched Krampus
nice, hell
at the
yeah,
movie theater across the street.
hell yeah. That's weird though. It always blows my mind that they do not let you like cut stuff at the end of the shift because like
Yeah,
why does it matter? You still have to cut that time. So you're still if you have to cut 2 hours, you're gonna be not working for 2 hours at any point during the day.
it's just for control and because they want to shit on your parade. That's the only reason.
It's
I don't
dumb.
give a shit about you.
It's dumb as hell.
But and another thing, before we get super in depth with this, I completely forgot that a few years ago they actually put out the naughty cut of Krampus. Um, but I had already watched the theatrical cut, and by the time I realized this, there was no time for us to be able to watch the naughty cut. So this review will just be about the theatrical, like Blu-ray Krampus
Nice.
right here, like so. Yes,
I don't think I've ever seen the naughty cut. So
I never have either. I forgot about it, if I'm being honest. And then
that
I was like, oh wait, wasn't there an R-rated one? And
that
then I
makes
was
me
looking at it, and it
very
only added. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no no you're fine, you're fine. What are you saying?
I was gonna say it. The naughty cut only added 4.5 minutes to the
Oh,
movie, so it's not.
what?
Yeah, if it would have been like a
So
20-minute thing and adding like another subplot or just literally anything, I would have probably been more inclined to want to do that one. 4.5 minutes really ain't gonna make or break a movie.
I was gonna say, what did it add exactly? Like that
Well,
just
all the stuff I read, it was basically the deleted scenes were added into the movie, and then I guess spoilers ahead. Beth's like chase scene or death scene, which whatever you want to call it, that was extended a little bit, but that was basically it as far as my research gathered.
interesting. Yeah, that's weird as hell. Huh.
But yeah, do you want to go ahead and hit them with plot synopsis?
Yeah. So basically, Grandma. I don't remember what they call her. She's German, right? She's
Omi or
Omi. Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she has got a little bit of a secret, but it is not revealed until later on what that secret is. And anyway, the family that is in question is having guests over in the form of other family members, and it just turns into a shit show. Basically, turns into a shit show because these two families do not mesh well together whatsoever. And then Max, I believe is his name, the youngest son of the main family, he writes a letter to Santa Claus asking for them to fix the family and shit, and it gets put out into the into the family that some feels and shit get put out into the family spotlight, makes him embarrassed, and it also causes him to get bullied by his cousins and shit. And
cousins were assholes.
Yeah, the cousins were all assholes. And so anyway, he gets pissed off, rightfully so, and goes to denounce his wishes for Christmas, and he throws the shit out the window and rips it up and everything, and pretty much summons Krampus in the process.
Yeah, he doesn't even know how bad he fucked up.
Yeah, doesn't have a single clue how bad he fucked up until all of a sudden it starts getting really cold. Really, really cold.
Really cold and blizzard-like conditions.
Yes, very blizzard, very cold, not so great.
And chaos ensues.
And that's pretty much where it starts, and gets into the heavy shit, and they gotta figure out what the hell's going on. And the older sister, Beth, I believe her name is.
Yep.
She ends up going over to her boyfriend's house to see if he's okay. Obviously, not to do anything else whatsoever, just to see if he's okay. And yeah, she gets caught in the blizzard, and the dad and the uncle of the main character, Max, they go out to go save Beth, but are
attacked.
Yeah, they're attacked by monsters. And that's pretty much the thing. But yeah, it's revealed that Omi, eventually in the movie, it reveals that Omi used to be a little girl back in the day, obviously, and she had a similar thing with Max's plotline where she denounced some family stuff, summoned Krampus, and Krampus came and took all of her family to hell. And she's the only one, the sole survivor of that family, basically. And yeah, so it all came full circle pretty much. And
so I'll go ahead and start with the opening of the movie. The opening of this movie is fantastic, especially how much time we've spent in retail.
Oh yeah, the opening is fantastic.
I feel it doesn't necessarily capture what today is, but back then, oh yeah, it nailed it.
Oh,
freaking people fighting each other. I just love the shots when you see like the retail workers bagging stuff up. They're yawning, they're tired, and it's like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that sucks. And then yeah, it goes through a quick montage of like kids taking pictures with Santa, Max getting in a fight with one of the kids during their Christmas program, and it was a very chaotic intro, and I can't remember the song they have playing at the beginning, but it just goes perfectly with it because it is the complete opposite of what is happening on the screen.
Isn't it beginning to look a lot like Christmas?
I think so. I can't remember for sure, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is, or it's something along those lines, which obviously is just the irony is beautiful. But I will say I'm glad that they introduced the family in the way that they did, because that could have just been a throwaway montage at the beginning of the film that had nothing to do with the family whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it already kind of showed a little bit of conflict between some of the characters at the beginning. Especially, well, obviously Max, because it showed that Max is kind of, gets picked on and shit, and he's got a little bit of a temper himself, and that ties in a little bit, him being rash and making quick decisions and stuff. It pretty much throws that in there right off the bat, and
yeah,
I thought that was cool because, again, I've seen movies that do intros like that, and it's just a throwaway scene just to kind of establish what time period you're in or where you're at and so forth. And
another thing that this movie does exceptionally well was the casting.
Oh yeah.
Adam Scott, which he will forever be Ben from Parks and Rec to me. David Koechner, sorry, will always be Champ Kind from Anchorman, and freaking Toni Collette. Toni Collette is just seriously awesome in anything that she is in. Um, so her role was the frustrated housewife that has to be or has to have everything be perfect, and she just like normal Toni Collette style knocks it out of the park. I thought she was great. Another one that I want to touch on is and I might mispronounce this, Conchata Farrell, Aunt Dorothy.
Oh yeah.
Easily the best character in this movie because her one-liners are just spot on.
Yeah.
And like I was watching it originally by myself because I didn't think my wife was going to want to watch it. And she started watching merely just because of half of the shit that Aunt Dorothy was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so it's awesome that they got mostly comedic actors because I'm not familiar with if Toni Collette's done any comedy, but Conchata Farrell, she was in Two and a Half Men, which if you like that show, cool. If you don't, you're in the same boat as me. Um, and so comedy through and through. Same with Adam Scott and David Koechner. But it put them in a horror movie, so I love that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I agree with that. I will say, Tony Collette, when she is in,
BRB.
okay, when
Keep on talking.
she's in the kitchen and she's making the creme brulee, she has it's basically right after they had had this big frustrating moment during dinner where the dinner is just going south, and she had just put in all this work and effort and time into the dinner that she had cooked for this family that's just completely ungrateful. And so basically, to get away from the situation, she decides that she wants to go and just like get dessert prepared because her safe place is the kitchen, where she's just safe, she's away from everybody, she's making creme brulee, and she's finally gotten away from the chaos and shit that was ensuing during dinner. So she's in the kitchen making this creme brulee, and Aunt Dorothy comes in and just shits on her parade, just completely shits on her parade. And when Toni Collette's character like blows up on her, I was like, bruh, that's the best thing. Oh, it's so good, and that's probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. Not gonna lie.
You know your fancy food clogs my pipes, right?
Yeah. And she makes some sideways comment about how she could have just stayed at her trailer park and eaten like something. I can't remember what it
Macaroni
was.
and hot dogs.
Yeah, macaroni hot dogs. Yeah, dude, it killed me, man. And such a beautiful scene. I loved every second of it. But
One of Aunt Dorothy's favorite one-liners that had me and Karen like almost in tears last night was, "Oh God, I haven't been this hungover since the Pope died."
yeah, yeah, that was good too, dude. Oh, so good. She's got some crazy one-liners in there, but
Oh, just
man,
awesome.
I felt for the mom though. Dude, she was going through it the whole time, and like I could tell she's definitely kind of a very stuck up in a way, I guess. But at the same time, dude, no matter how not personable you are with people, anybody getting in your space like that and just shitting on all the effort that you put in, especially for the holidays, man, that anger when she blew up on Aunt Dorothy in the kitchen, just I felt that shit on a different level.
I thought she was gonna take that torch and roast
Yeah,
her frickin' face. Like,
if this was Terrifier, she would have.
you're damn right. And I would have fed her some mashed potatoes.
Oh God, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, of course.
Oh man.
Uh, but yeah, one thing that I never really thought too much about when I watched this movie originally, because it would have been back in 2015, as it was when it was in theaters. Um, there are some very questionable acts by the parents, like um, the baby, like, oh my God, where's the baby? Who's got the baby? Uh, or even like Dave Keckner, shepherd's got to watch his flock or
Yeah.
protect his flock, and then fucking passes out. It's like, no, dude,
Yeah.
no, like,
Falling
and
asleep
then
on the job, dog.
the whole attic scene, they're getting their asses beat by toys. It's like, No, you get out there, and I'm gonna switch movies with this. You get out there and you find that fucking dog. Like, no, you don't take that shit. Your kids have been abducted. You rip fucking assholes open and get them back by any means necessary.
Yeah.
So I did think some things that they did was goofy to say the least. That's like if I had a baby, or if that was going on, and we had I'm assuming 1 year old, maybe less than 9 month old. Yeah, things not leaving her arms or my arms. When all the killer toys are freaking everywhere.
No, dude, it already foreshadowed their negligence when they arrived
Oh yeah, they
because
forgot her.
yeah, the mom, the I always forget her name, but Tony Collette's character, she says, "Wasn't there another child?" or something like that, and then this her sister's like, "Oh, the baby, can you please go out and get her?" and then they had to go back out and get her from the car. Like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just bad parents. Who
Just all around bad parents.
I mean, I guess I don't have 3 kids, so I can't speak to if it's easy to forget one of your children, but I know with one, you never forget. So I
Yeah,
don't.
the also the twins or the sisters, the older sisters from the extended family coming in, they're assholes, dude.
Yeah,
Just straight up
Jordan and
assholes.
Stevie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just complete assholes. And I mean, with parents like that, I guess I understand why, but it doesn't justify it by any stretch. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I completely get that because they even say it like in the movie that oh yeah, your dad wishes you were boys,
yeah,
and yeah, their names they literally call them Jordan and Stevie.
yeah,
So
very
yeah,
very unisex names. Um,
yeah,
leaning
totally
leaning towards the male names in that one.
right. Yeah, just dude, this movie really it like I know it sounds like I'm shitting on it in some parts, but it is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I watch it every year. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Good Christmas time.
So I'm trying to think what else we need to discuss because yeah, there was the blizzard. Dave Keckner makes a horrible police detective in this movie.
yeah.
Oh, that poor bastard must have flew through the windshield. No, the glass is broken the other way, you idiot. Something
Yeah.
broke in. Or when they get to the boyfriend's house, oh, gas line must have burst. It's like, just shut up and stop.
Yeah, stop
Just get ready
talking.
to yeah, just you're the brawn here. We don't need you to say any words, period, because we have already deduced you are a fucking moron.
Yeah, we don't need you to we don't need you to overwork and underpay that last brain cell that you're using right now. Um just let us do the thinking. You can just help us shoot things, okay? Even though I'm
Um,
pretty sure it's revealed that the dad is a better shot than he is, isn't he?
oh yeah.
I forget his name too, but
So the dad was Tom, and that was Adam Scott, and
Tom,
then
yeah, yeah,
Sarah
Tom,
was
Tom, Tom.
Tony Collette.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
freaking yeah, and then the Christmas cookies. I mean, Dave Keckner gets his ass beat by Christmas cookies.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful scene. That whole scene was fucking flawless. I
It's it.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
they could have done a little bit more. I think with the toys in the attic. I think because I did find
Oh yeah.
a lot of the time it was just like flashing back and forth between the teddy bear and the angel, and it was just them like on top of the person they were attacking the whole time, just like struggling. And I'm like, okay, like change it up a little bit, like, have them, you know, get free a couple times and do some chasing around and shit. But it seemed like for the most part it was the same exact scenes that they
Or
were
or
jumping back and forth from.
or you know what? At least like have them like Adam Scott's character gets stabbed in the back by that robot thing that jumps on him.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
actually have them draw blood because like the what was it Linda? She got her arm bit by the bear. I
yeah,
can't recall if that was really ever referenced again. The winged angel was attacking Sarah, and it just looked like a, just in her face. It's like no, like let's see some slashing, let's see some gashing.
yeah. No, I feel you. And it's
Uh,
weird because in Trick or Treat, for example, they didn't hold back on any of the gore and shit. So you'd
oh
think that
yeah.
this would be like right up their alley to go ahead and just full send into chaos, but it just
Well, and
didn't seem to
also
be the
the
case.
fact that it's PG-13 probably played into that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What did you think
And
of the design of the toys and Krampus himself?
I liked it. It's actually pretty good CGI because I mean, obviously you take practical anytime you can,
Right.
but for what like the cookies were doing, for instance, I thought they looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Jack in the Box toy, that looked horrifying,
Yeah.
especially when it's got freaking Jordan's feet going in, and
Yeah.
so I was like, oh yeah, that thing's jaw breaks apart in like three different spots, like a vampire from Blade 2, and it'll swallow your ass whole.
You know what it kept making me think of was the the giant slug baby thing from Resident Evil 8,
Oh,
from Resident Evil
well,
Village.
I still haven't played Village, unfortunately.
Oh, well, if you've seen any clips of it, you've probably seen
No,
that
I
baby.
haven't. No spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. It's just an ugly, terrifying baby, and that's what it reminded me of for the most part. And I was shitting myself pretty much the whole time that was happening. So the Jack in the
One thing
Box
I
definitely my favorite one though, for sure.
one thing I will say that did disappoint me, and it wasn't the toys, the elves. I wasn't I
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
over the moon about how the elves looked.
I thought they looked cool. I just didn't think that they used them very much.
Yeah, well, this is gonna sound bad to say because I know I was literally just praising the CG, and I am a practical guy. I don't know, they just look cheap to me.
Hmm.
Like, it looked like not Troll 2 levels of fucking cheap with the goblins and stuff, but like, it looks like they could have dumped a little more time and effort into it, and it would have shown on the screen because I didn't think they looked all that great. Krampus looked awesome. I
Oh
love the
yeah,
way Krampus looked. Just
Krampus looked terrifying
yes, he did.
with his like
And
fucking mouth like gaped open and shit, and just like sunken ass eyes with the little glowing dots. I was like, oh my god, it's fucking
yeah.
terrifying.
And just like it's such a contrast from everything, that was coming before that with the happy life in the burbs. We got the Home Alone house,
Yeah,
basically, and it's a $8 million house, or at least it looks that way, and then Krampus looking the way he is. Oh, it's just that
yeah.
perfectly balanced.
The soundscape too was great with the like hooves beating against
Yeah.
the frozen ground and the chains and shit and the bells. I was like, oh yeah, this is sick. Especially when Beth
So,
is hiding underneath the truck.
and yeah, he
It's,
just
yeah, like coming around the truck, just hooves like pounding on the snow and shit. I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I love this.
yeah. So I want your thoughts on the ending before I say anything.
Okay, so when I first saw it, and they when they ended the way they did before the snow globe thing, I was like, there's no fucking way he reverted it back to like normality and everything's fine and kosher. That's dumb as hell. I don't like that at all. But when they showed that he was like collecting them in snow globes in his fucking lair, I was like, okay, now that's a little better. That's kind of sick. But at the same time, doesn't that mean that they're just like living in harmony forever? You know, they're all happy and they like collected each other. Like they've bonded and shit through this event, and Max is like thinking that he reverted everything back. So when he finally realizes that he's in a snow globe, sure, I'm sure that would be a little bit shocking, but at the same time, isn't that a more ideal setup than everyone just getting dragged to hell, you know?
Okay, so I'm going to be 100% honest with you. You completely interpreted the ending the exact same way I did. And I loved that.
Yeah.
It's wrong though.
Wrong how?
Okay. So, in the prequel graphic novel, Krampus Shadow of St. Nicholas, It revealed that anybody or anyone spared by Krampus will be kept on surveillance by him through their respective snow globes in his underworld lair in the mountains of Central Europe to make sure they never lose their Christmas spirit again. So, uh, when I said, well, I can't remember if I told you it lost some of its luster or if I told Karen that.
Yeah, you mentioned that
Or
before we got started.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought he killed them all, collected them, and then basically just has them has a nice little snow globe collection. No, that is not the case. They are still alive. Krampus reverted everything back to normal. He is just watching them to make sure they don't lose their holiday spirit. That kind of
Huh.
I don't like. I do not like that at all.
I
I like the original way that we both separately interpreted it because
Yeah.
we did not discuss the ending ever at all.
I don't think we discussed the movie at all, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
before this.
No, until now is it all the more we talked about it was yeah, we need to watch it.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And okay, so I think if we interpret it as a, like, purgatory kind of thing, it could still be pretty
Yes.
sick, you know? Even though, like, because it doesn't explicitly say that he reverted everything back, it's just heavily implied. Because they're still stuck in a fucking snow globe in the middle of the underworld, as far as we can tell, you know. So
Well,
if that's the purgatory that they have to live in, then I mean, so be it. They've got to live with fucking Aunt Dorothy and the bratty ass kids and shit, and like, I'm sure the mom is gonna fucking rip her hair out every day of her miserable life now, and like,
oh yeah,
they
it'll be
can't.
Groundhog Day. They just wake up and redo Christmas every single day.
And that would be a fate worse than death. Like, I okay, I'm okay with Christmas. Like, I'm fine with Christmas. I love Christmas, but like, I would hate to have to relive a Christmas, especially like that, over and over and over and over again. That would not be okay in the slightest.
Oh yeah, it would be just god awful.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
but
even if we did bury the hatchet with like the family members involved and stuff, I would still just be like, man, look, I'm glad we made amends and shit, but I still don't want to see y'all motherfuckers every single day of my life.
God, yeah. I'll go ahead and preface this by saying I don't like Christmas. Halloween is my
Oh,
jam.
Halloween still reigns supreme. There's no denying that. We don't have to argue that.
Yeah, but no, Christmas just people have ruined Christmas because people suck. And yeah, the older I get, the more it's just I just want to knock somebody out every Christmas, it seems. At least one person. So that would not be purgatory for me. That would legitimately be hell if every day was Christmas and nothing else.
Yeah, that would not be great. It would not be
But
great.
I will say, with the new knowledge that I learned earlier today about the ending, it did definitely take it down a notch in my book because I loved the idea of the purgatory snow globes. Loved it because every Christmas movie ever, Die Hard, Home Alone, they all have that happy ending. And it works. It does, but I loved this ending for being different. It's like,
Yeah,
you think you won, but you didn't.
yeah, exactly.
And now with this, it's like, oh, you're on parole the rest of your life. Leave out milk and cookies. Just
Yeah,
it's stupid. It is stupid. I was not happy when I read that, and I wish it was a joke, but it is not.
yeah, I feel that. I definitely like the idea of a Christmas horror movie ending in horror. You know, like, I think that's just kind of the way it is. I don't think all movies need to end happy, and this is definitely one of them that could have not ended happy, and it would have been way better for it. You know,
Oh yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because most movies you do want that resolution, but it's good every once in a while because you get too comfortable and expect it. So when it flips it on its ear, it makes it that much better.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I felt like the information I was given today took that away from me.
Just erase that little bit of information from your mind.
I wish I could, but I can't. I've got a memory like a steel trap. But so, do you have anything else that you want to discuss? Krampus, why?
Um, Honestly, no. I think that about sums it up. My biggest
Okay.
thing, honestly, was the ending. I was gonna ask you about the ending, but you beat me to it. And then the of course, I wanted to just discuss the family in general, but we already kind of did that. And um, yeah, no, I think that rounds it out pretty good.
Okay. So, what would you give Krampus out of 10?
I think as a movie, as a Christmas movie, I would give it like a solid 7. I'd give it a 7. I'd probably give it an 8 or an 8.5 had the ending not been the way it was. But I'd stick with a 7. I think that'd be fine.
I agree 100% because before, when I had my own interpretation of the ending, I was like, yeah, it's easily at 8, maybe 8.5. And then I read that and I was like, fuck that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that 8.5 away, bud.
Yeah. No, that's how much I originally liked the ending. Like
Yeah,
it stuck the landing good and great in my mind when I originally saw it. Then that and I was like, man, that's some dumb Christmas shit. Fuck that.
yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. It works for Home Alone and Elf and
And
yeah,
Die
stuff like
Hard.
that. Die Hard, yeah. But for Krampus, no. Come on, man. I wanted to see him like gazing into their souls through that fucking snow globe and just like mocking them for eternity. That would have been so much better.
Anything. Yeah.
Stuck in purgatory, mocking them for eternity.
Yeah, but no. Nope. You're just on probation forever.
Yeah,
Truly horrifying.
terrifying. But yeah, no, I think that'll about do it. I think Krampus,
Krampus.
keep the
So,
fire hot.
yeah, yes. That, you know what? That would make a pretty good Ice Nine Kill song.
I wish you could see my face right now.
Yeah, I know. I fucking can't.
Oh man, I
Um,
wish you could see my face right now.
but I guess closing thoughts on the movie. Definitely check this movie out
Oh yeah,
if you like Christmas movies, if you like horror movies. And you know what? If you haven't already listened to this, interpret the ending the way you want it to, and then don't let anything change that because it will drop it a couple notches in your book.
yeah,
But this movie is fun. It is a good change of pace for horror fans. Definitely much more comedy oriented, but it still it just works perfectly.
yeah. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. All
So,
right.
what are we talking about next week?
Next week, speaking of Ice Nine Kills, and no foreshadowing whatsoever with my shirt I'm wearing right now, we're going to be predicting the Silver Scream 3. Or whatever the crazy title is going to be. Hopefully it's a 3, because you know what? Trilogies are always fun, you know what I mean? So,
Beginning, middle, and end.
exactly.
Perfect way to
So,
tell a story.
Derek and I are going to be discussing what our predictions and hopes for the new Ice Nine Kills album is going to be. Full on with song titles and all kinds of goodies to discuss. And we also have not discussed any of these predictions with each other whatsoever, so it's going to be a reaction from both of us, and that should be fun.
Yes. I This is going to be all kinds of fun because we've had years to sit and think, and we did all the thinking within the day. So yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. As we do on From the Crypt. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think that'll about do it. Make sure you like the video in the make sure you like the podcast episode. I guess it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. It is a video too, but subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoyed this. Make sure you leave us your thoughts down in the comments of what you thought of Krampus, and if you haven't seen it, well, go watch it and then come back and watch this. and then leave us your thoughts on Krampus.
If you haven't seen Christmas, smack yourself in the face with a candy cane and then shove a gingerbread cookie up your anus and then watch the movie and then watch this and see let us know what you think.
Yeah.
How did that gingerbread cookie up your butt feel?
Also, another thing you could probably leave in the comments, if you have seen other Christmas horror movies, let us know. Preferably without any gingerbread cookies in your ass, but I mean, hey, I don't judge. To each their own.
No, at first I thought you were going to say, hey, let us know what other Christmas treats you like shoved up your ass in the comments below.
On that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this this recording. We'll see you guys later. Bye.